Lower to the ground. This is some of the older spots, and then once we get towards the strip, you'll see the newer part of Vegas. The nice part of the night tour is that everything will pop. So you'll start seeing the lights the way they're supposed to be, different colors.
Some of these places look like they're long closed down too.
Yes. Oh yeah. All right. Now these two tall pillars here on the right. This was meant for the Skyview Ferris wheel. This was meant for another Ferris wheel in Las Vegas, not the high roller. But unfortunately, the prisoners that we were hiring refused to work for free. So they stopped working. It makes plenty of sense. So it just sort of sits here. A lot of things in Vegas that never finish often just sit. Sort of sit in the middle too, yeah. Now the whole strip from Mandalay Bay towards Stratosphere, about 4.2 miles. All right, and often a lot of these properties look a lot closer than they really are. You might walk out of the Luxor and say, oh, you know, I can make it down there to the Aria. It's easy, it's right there. And then you start walking and realizing, I'm getting tired and I need to sit down at another casino, because these properties are so much more massive than you'd expect. One of the reasons is because they make the windows look like they're bigger. They make them look like they're less levels on each property, when in fact those windows are actually just multiple little windows in between. So a lot of it's just a trick of the eye. It's to make you think that there's less than there really is. Now, do you notice a lot of the crosswalks right here, they have escalators to actually get yourself across. You can't just walk across the street because it's a little more safe, and also because jaywalking is very expensive in Las Vegas. If you get caught jaywalking in Las Vegas on the Strip, it's a $150 fine, and that's per lane of traffic. Those 9 lanes of traffic. So yeah, it gets kind of expensive. They try to make it a little more easygoing for folks. MGM Grand here on the right, the biggest hotel in the United States, 6,854 guest rooms. Originally, the MGM Grand originally had a Wizard of Oz theme. That's why it's all green, supposed to represent the Emerald City. And the MGM Grand also is the biggest for conventions. If there's ever conventions coming into town, they come to MGM Grand first. And so a standard room at the MGM Grand can fluctuate quite a lot. Your standard room can go from $65 on a Monday to $1,500 on a Wednesday. So literally just those 2-day differences can make a huge difference. That's why I always say just look it up online, and if you ever see that big difference, it's because of the conventions. MGM Grand is just so massive for that they have limited space, so they can easily upcharge. Sorry. Now all this area right here, this is all supposed to sort of resemble like Times Square in New York, just because of New York across the street, Monte Carlo. You have a lot of different venues here. The Hawaiian Marketplace coming up on the right, It doesn't look like much, but there's a Fat Burger in there. They've got different t-shirt deals. See those Ferraris that are sort of sitting out there? You can rent a Ferrari here for only $100. And that, of course, means you only have half an hour to enjoy it. So always remember, wait for the pause. If ever you hear a deal that's too good to be true, find out the whole fine print. Yes, it's half an hour, but you get to drive that up and down the strip. So it's quite nice. Okay, I see what you're doing now, Judy. All right. Coming up here on the right, this is the longest digital screen in the world. 313 feet. Okay, almost as long as a football field. This is all part of Planet Hollywood. Now, originally at Planet Hollywood, if you were to come in, they want you to treat you like a celebrity because it's Planet Hollywood, right? So they would actually take your picture and they'd put it on the big digital screen. Sounds wonderful, right? Unfortunately, they started taking pictures of people that were married to other people. And so didn't quite turn out as well as they expected. So they said, let's not do that anymore. They also, this is where Britney Spears performs. Britney Spears is performing at Planet Hollywood. She was paid $26 million for her contract. And in 9 months, she reaped all of that money back. She made so much money for Las Vegas that there is a designated Britney Spears Day. So if your name is Britney Spears, or Britney, on November 5th, you get to ride the high roller Ferris wheel absolutely free. Oh, that's pretty cool. If your name is not Britney, just make sure you get some fake IDs and make it work.
There's an observation deck. Yeah, it's like...
Now right here on the right, the Paris Hotel.
It costs money, but you can go up there.
With the Eiffel Tower replica right here, half the height of the original.
Half the height. Stratosphere's taller.
And Paris has very similar designers to the ones from New York City. From New York too.
Yeah.
What the comedians say last night?
Well, there's a restaurant in there. There's a booth that you can buy for I think it's $25,000 to reserve it, but you get to start the fountains.
Oh, for $25K.
Like it costs them about 10 grand per show, but you get to press the red button.
There you go.
All right, now we're on the Flamingo Road, so we're in between Caesar's Palace, Bellagio, Bally's, the Flamingo. This is often the central part of the strip. So whenever they do a lot of filmmaking or films, they'll often do that right here. You'll often see quite a few filmmakers actually taking place. Caesar's Palace, of course, with The Hangover, and Rain Man even, which came here. So yeah, plenty of opportunity for that. And again, you can see why we utilize the different escalators to kind of get across the very busy intersections. So right now we're sort of halfway down the strip, and then we're going to sort of make our way right to the downtown section. So you're seeing sort of we're going to show you the old and the new Vegas, which is pretty cool. The Flamingo right here, the oldest hotel on the Strip, 1946. Right here, this is where Donnie Marie voted #1 3 years in a row, performed. Olivia Newton-John here as well. They have Margaritaville. I mean, I heard they actually made a giant margarita right here, famously. And you also have the Link Hotel, which is, of course, now the home of the High Roller Ferris wheel. The Link used to be Imperial Palace. Some of you might remember that. It's sort of centralized right here. Wasn't the most fancy hotel, but it definitely had its marks.
Is that bagpipes? Whose?
We can skip class while we do it.
That's pretty good Outback for an Outback. Hey, you can go to Denny's.
And the White Castle, yes, you saw that. The White Castle, which is brand new here to Nevada. Chicagoans, we've had it for a while, but it's nice to have those mini burgers. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, if you guys look closely at the Venetian here on the right, if you look up on the right hand of the lights of the Venetian, look at that building. That's actually a tarp. That's fake. Because they're still working on it, so they kind of paid $1 million for just the tarp. Yeah. All right, now the Palazzo right here on the right. The Palazzo is the highest hotel in Vegas, just a little higher than the Trump. And these do have the biggest standard rooms on the Strip. They are actually 720 square foot luxury suites. Everything from a 130 square foot bathroom with a Roman tub and beautiful plush bedding. Very, very nice. The Palazzo, it's a nice compliment to the Venetian as well, too.
You want to stay there? We've been here quite a few times.
Oh, you want to stay there?
Yeah, because we stood right there and watched.
No, we didn't sit up there and watch it.
That's a... This is one where the guy was stopping on the water.
All right, now we also have the Wynn and the Encore right here, built by Steve Wynn himself, who built so many properties here in Las Vegas on the Strip. Everything from Treasure Island to Monte Carlo, to even the Golden Nugget downtown. And then he sold those properties and built his own. Now, the Wynn Hotel is 5-star property. And if you take a look on your left really quick at the big steel dome here over the fashion show, this was something that Steve Wynn hated so much that, guess what? He built the mountain here on the right. So he built the mountain to cover up the cloud. So there's no cloud. Oh yeah. Now, when the Wynn Hotel opened April 28th, 2005, in honor of Steve Wynn's wife's birthday. So romantic, and then they divorced 1 year later. So sometimes the romance doesn't make it all the way. And then she actually was on the board of governors for the Encore. Then she got kicked off of that because of the feud they were having. So there's been some issues between the two now. And that is a $28 per hole fee, so $500 roughly to golf at the Wynn. And there is a penthouse that gives you 2 butlers, 3 maids, a Rolls Royce, and movie theater access for $50,000 a night. So you can do that at the Wynn too. That's not as bad as the Tom Ford store, which has a $250,000 tuxedo. That's still the biggest one for me. The Encore actually is where Prince Harry infamously got in trouble. He met some girls down at the pool, and then they decided they wanted to play strip pool with him up at his room. So he went up there, but he was not a very good pool player. So hence to say he lost more than just his shirt. And so the pictures were scandalous everywhere. But the Encore actually ended up selling out more rooms than any other hotel in history in the next 48 hours. So they ended up doing pretty well. In Chicago, you only had people doing that like St. Patrick's Day, but here it's every single day. It doesn't matter. They'll scream at you. All right, if you're ever in this area between the Circus and Riviera, Pepper Mill is a really good restaurant to head out to.
Oh, Riviera is much prettier.
Good little spot.
And it's going to be going away.
The tallest hotel in Las Vegas when that opened. The Riviera, unfortunately, is going to be closing its doors this year to add more convention center space for the Las Vegas Convention Center. One of the reasons why I think Riviera is probably not going to make it is because it doesn't have anything else getting people in. There's no Circus du Soleil show, there's no David Copperfield, there's no Adventure Dome, there's no roller coaster. Nowadays, about 75% of all Las Vegas profit comes from entertainment, not necessarily gambling, because back in the day, in the 50s, you had maybe 3 or 4 casinos. Everyone went to gamble. Now you've got every property has a casino, so there's other things that people have to be pulled into, and unfortunately the Riviera was not one of them, but it's been around for a while. Now here on the right, this dark blue, this building right here, this darkened building is called the Fountain Blue. This was supposed to be a massive casino, hotel, spa, theater that was supposed to open its doors in 2008, but unfortunately the housing market crash caused it to stop its construction 75% in. They had spent $2 billion on this property, and it's been sitting like that for 6 years, and it will be demolished later this year. Yeah, so the Fountain Blue did not make it, and Bank of America was the main lender for the Fountain Blue, and they will not give any more money. If you saw the first Hangover movie, if you look at the opening credits for the first Hangover movie, you can see the Fountain Blue in the opening right there. SLS right here on the right. This is another hotel that's struggling, even though it's sort of modern and chic. This is the old Sahara Hotel. It's still too far north. It's sort of not in an area that's getting folks in. However, if you look directly across you on the left, that's where the Rock in Rio concert's going to be. And I guarantee when that starts to get people in, you're going to get people that are booking rooms at the SLS.
Bizarre meat. Okay.
Alright guys, the Stratosphere is ahead of us right here, about 1,200 feet into the sky. And that's the second highest observation tower next to the one in Canada. And if you look up at the blue tarp, that's where people usually do the sky jump. And someone will jump about 855 feet down.
Yeah, we saw a few do that today.
855 feet they will jump. The sky jump actually is, 855 feet. The Stratosphere also has the 3 highest thrill rides in the world. So you have the claw that goes over the edge, you have the toboggan ride, you have the Tower of Terror type ride that goes up and down. They used to have a roller coaster on the Stratosphere that got stuck for about 5 hours in mid flight as it was doing a loop. So they said, "Well, here that ever thinking about it, right? You already are." Why not? Even if you already are, just play along. We're in Vegas. We'll have fun with you. Don't worry about it.
Sin City Scooter Rentals.
Now right here on the right, the Chapel of the Flowers right here. Now this is where Carmen Electra got married to Dennis Rodman. And then that didn't work out because he fell in love with someone else, and that was himself. So he married himself. Now looking on your left, look at the Welcome to Fabulous Downtown Las Vegas. You guys are officially entering downtown. And there's the little welcome sign. Alright, so now we're officially downtown. Not quite as glamorous as the Strip, but it definitely has some soul and some heart to it, and some originality. How
long ago was it that this was the center of town?
long ago?
Yeah, in the 70s or 80s? 60s?
Then it slowly started to progress. Because even in the 80s, people were coming to Old Vegas a lot. Yeah. Oh yeah. Right here on the right, you got the Little White Chapel. This is Michael Jordan got married here. Britney Spears infamously for 54 hours. This is where you can stay in your car when you get married. You just drive up in your car. You don't even have to get out. And you can say, I do, and drive on. So it's very, very easy. Now, if you want to do a theme wedding, right here on the right, theme wedding, Viva Las Vegas will do all about the themes. You got the Elvises, you got the Michael Jackson Thriller, the night, and this is the fanciest hotel on this part. You get the Super 8 motel for your honeymoon. And based on the other choices you have in this area, you're doing pretty good by staying here. I'm telling you that. Oh yeah. So this is the original shop right here. That's with Chumlee and the whole gang right there. And Chumlee, the highest paid, with $17,000 per episode now. And you can actually walk in there at all times of the day. Usually during the earlier times of the day, it's a little crowded, and then it's together. But you can pawn anything you want. The weirdest thing I've seen someone try to pawn is a microwave. Your enthusiasm, you're going to do it. It's a lot of fun. I did it 2 weeks ago, and I won a whole 25 cents. It was awesome, just to feel that quarter come out. But that's at the D. That's the only one left. The only one left. There's the original cowboy from 1956. That's 3 years before. 3 years before the Betty Willis sign. Right here downtown, you have the Heart Attack Grill. If you go in there, they actually have hamburgers that are 9,000 calories. 9,000 to the Heart Attack Grill.
No,
you won't be able to miss it. El Cortez. Take a look at the sign that says gambling right here. Okay, now that is the only hotel left in Vegas that allows that to say gambling and not gaming. Everything else says gaming, so because it's more, politically right.
So are there people that just prefer to come down and decide on it?
Yes. Oh yeah. Just save money on the food. Hey guys, this is Container Park. This is going to be the praying mantis right here on the right.
Come on, shoot flame.
The blue thing is what? The blue thing.
Come on, shoot flame.
Oh, there's people in there, look.
It's lighting
There's
up.
people inside of this.
Hold on, Judy.
Look at that.
Oh, that's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, we need the heat.
Awesome. Thank you guys. I'm so happy that happened for you guys. We tried to pull it up right perfect. That scared me during training. When I used to train doing this, I hated that thing. But now I know that it does have it. That's Praying Mantis. They have recycled containers in that park. So often when you come by, lots of families will come by and look at the different activities they can do.
That's cool. And warm.
Yes.
Oh yeah. Cool.
Freemont Street.
That what a thrill that was, right? Okay, now when we take you guys to Fremont, I'm going to give you an example of what Fremont Street is like. If you saw the movie Titanic, or you were forced to see it either way, there's a scene where Leonardo DiCaprio tells Kate Winslet, "Are you ready to go to a real party?" And then they cut from that first class, and then it cuts to third class getting down with the drums and but that's what Fremont Street is. Okay, so it's going to be a totally different atmosphere, and hopefully you guys are here to have fun in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Sometime? Okay. We'll get you. Okay, we'll see what we are after Fremont. I'm sure you'll see what I mean. But the good thing about Fremont is that if you don't, we let you off for an hour. But when you come back, tomorrow they've got. I'm going to point out a buffet you should try. The Paradise Buffet is great. They've got great deals on food. They have looser slot machines. You definitely will. Slot machines pay out better. And it's nice. It's nice to sort of be in the old school. It's not going to be as glamorous as the Strip. Definitely not as glamorous, but it's very, very fun. And often they have local bands out there too. They got live music too. Oh, it's nice. And you have a light show you can watch.
The Lucky Cuss Motel.
They all driving, all riding bikes, having the bike. Only one person.
It's a ride.
All right, guys. You guys see the Paradise Buffet right there at the Fremont Samboids? Okay, that's where you can get your all-you-can-eat seafood, all-you-can-eat steak, prime rib. It's excellent. $15 to $20 per person. It's a deal. It's very, very good. Very good salads too. Excellent, excellent all around.
Steak and lobster, $12. 9 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Yeah.
Steak and lobster, $12.
Oh, yeah. Cheaper, yeah. Yeah, it's very though I've noticed that the margaritas here went up. I don't know how that works. They were 99 cents at first, and they went up to $1.99. What?
Just $1, right? Okay. So here on the left, guys, again, Fremont Samboids. That's where you get your Paradise Buffet. They got the $1.99 margaritas. I want you guys to pay attention because we're going to be going right past where you guys are going to be tonight. All right? Okay? If you look up, this is where you're going to see your light show. All right? The ceiling of lights, the LED lights will take place. But take a look on your left and right. This is Fremont right here. See, it's like a big party, and I'm telling you, it's like this every day. As a local, it's every day. It's really cool. Now, what I'm going to do for you guys, too, is I'm going to make sure to personally escort you guys right to Fremont, because we drop you off at the Golden Nugget. It can get confusing, so I'm going to walk you personally where you need to go, and that way you guys don't get lost, so that way you guys know exactly where to go, and I'll tell you exactly what time to be back at the bus. But it's a lot of fun. And who here is going to be here for more than just today? Is anyone going to be here tomorrow, a few more days? Yeah, so now that you're here, definitely, if you like it, come back tomorrow. Check it out. It's fun. It's a good time.
Maybe.
It's a good time.